Morning, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well this morning. Thank you for joining us for our 45-minute stick class. Let's go ahead and get started. As always, focus on staying, especially if you're new to this system or you're new to this program. Explore it, but take your time. Stay in your comfort zone until you feel confident. Once your confidence is increased in any of the movements, then we can start to open things up. If you experience any cramping during any of these movements, as always, ease up out of the movement, walk around a little bit till the cramping dissipates, and then just jump back in where you left off, or just join us where we pick up at, or where we're currently at. And always don't take anything to the point of pain, so if you feel anything that elicits that pain response, just ease back either on the decrease the angle, decrease the range of motion, or decrease the intensity that I may be suggesting for you. So if I'm saying 70-80% tension, back it down a little bit to about 40-50% tension, and that may ease off that pain reaction. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and grab our two sticks. Let's get those feet warmed up as always. Set your feet about shoulder width apart. Place the sticks in line with the toes and then move them forward about 8 to 10 inches. Let's reach up at the top. Let's take that rope grip and hang. Let's get those arm lines to wake up. Grip strength. Grip is one of our top 3 neural drivers in the human body besides our glutes and our abs. So we want to make sure the hands know what to do. From here, let's start to move the sticks forward and backward. So we're hanging, but I want you to push the right shoulder forward, pull the left shoulder back, and now switch. Push the left shoulder forward, pull the right shoulder back. Keep your hips still and keep your torso still for the most part. I want to really move those scapula back and forth. All right, come back to center, and now let's bring the heels up. Full inhale, full exhale. Try to make sure your weight is centered on your foot. Don't collapse too much in on the big toe, or don't roll out too much on the little toe. Back down, back up. Focus on those heels being nice and high. Get those toes comfortable with extension. Back down and back up. Make sure when you come down, you're coming down slow. Imagine you're coming down on eggshells and you don't want to break those eggshells. Back down. One more. Back up. Stay up in that toe extension position, and now push the right shoulder forward. Pull the left one back, and now switch. Pull the left, push the left forward, pull the right back. Switch. So we're creating that back and forth movement with the scapula or the shoulder blades. Still hanging though. Keeping those toes in extension. Back to center and relax. All right, now let's move in and out from the posterior side into the anterior side. So I'll take a little bit of a side position for you. You can see that a little bit better on the movement. The sticks go inside the insteps. Your feet are about hip shoulder width apart. All right, a little wider than your hips. Place the hands at least at the bottom of the grips or just about eyeball level. Okay, 30%, 40% tension into the floor. Hinge. Drive the hips straight back. Center the ankle joints, so no hyperextending the knees. You should have a soft angle at the knees, pushing that butt backwards. Squeeze the glutes, roll them forward, push the pelvis forward, lean back, pull the arms back, and now back into the hinge. Push the butt backwards, extend the arms forward, come back up. You're pushing the sticks in the floor the whole entire time. 40% tension. Let the head go back. Back into the hinge. We're going to do 5 reps. Back up. Squeeze the glutes. Tuck the pelvis. Make sure the glutes are engaged. Pelvis is tucking. That way you stay out of the low back. This is number 4. Breathe. Come back up. One more. Back up. And relax. Take a little rest. Okay, now let's get some lateral hip movement with a reach across the body, all right? So this is a position you actually might get caught in pretty frequently throughout the day, just in a little narrower stance on the hips typically. But we're gonna take a wide stance with the hips, take them a little bit wider than you just had them. Sticks go inside the insteps again. Your hands are about chest level, all right? Push the sticks into the floor, 40% tension. Push, lats should be engaged, deep front line should be activated. And now we're gonna shift laterally to the right leg, pull the right arm back, and I want you to reach forward with that left hand. Good, come back up. And now we're gonna go to the other side. Shift your weight to your left leg, pull your left arm back, and reach forward and across your body with that right hand. Come back up. Remember, you're pushing those sticks into the floor the entire time. Proximal stability. Shifting to the right hip, pulling that right arm back and reaching forward with that left arm. Back up. And to the left hip, pull the left stick back. Reach forward with that right arm. Reach, reach, reach. Back up. One more to each side. Shift weight to that right hip. Pull that right stick back and reach forward. Drive with that left arm. Back up. One more. Shift weight to that left hip. Reach. Pull that left arm back and reach forward with that right hand. And come back up. Okay. Let's go ahead and put one stick down. Take a little bit of a side profile for you. Split those hips. Nice wide split, so really take that step back. Don't be dainty with that stride. Stick at 12 o'clock. So if you look at the bottom of the stick, it's about a good 8 to 10 inches in front of my toes. It's not back here. Right hand is on the middle of the stick. Left hand up top. We're going to take that left hand and both palms are going to be facing to the left. From here, I'm going to push the right hand forward. I'm going to drive that right knee forward, but as I drive the right knee forward, I'm pushing the left heel back. I'm splitting those hips. So I'm adding a little bit of tension into the stick, that's it. Top arm stays straight. Breathe. Front heel stays flat. Work that dorsiflexion. Ease off. And again, we're pushing the stick into the floor. Now I'm taking that right hand, I'm driving it forward, I'm splitting the hips in opposite directions. My back leg is nice and straight, my head is turning to the left, come back up. One more, ready? Split those hips. Remember, the flex of the stick is only there to add a little bit of tension and add that energy to the kinetic chain. Back up and relax. The purpose of this drill is to split those hips, not lean on the stick. So at any point in that motion, if the stick were to suddenly disappear and you fell forward, you are not doing what the intent is on that drill. All right? Stick stays at 12 o'clock. Step that left foot back. Left hand is on the middle of the stick. Right hand over the top. Both palms are facing to the right. Push the stick into the floor, 40% tension. And now push the left hand forward, split those hips. Breathe. Pushing the right knee forward, driving the left heel back. Breathe. Ease off. 2 more reps. Here we go. Ready? Push the stick into the floor and drive. Push that left hand forward, pushing the left heel back and the right knee forward. So you have an active push on the left arm and a reflexive pull on the right. Ease off. We are not actively pulling on that top hand. That's one of the most common mistakes that we see when we see this movement. Push and hinge. Split the hips. Drive, push. Push that left hand forward. Push the left heel back, right knee forward. Ease off. And relax. Good. Square up again. Bring your feet close together. Place the stick at 3 o'clock position. Right hand at the top, left hand across the body, sternum level, grab that stick. Take that right foot and split that right foot back. The right heel stays up, and now what we're going to do is just drop. Hang. So let me take a little side profile here. As we hang, we're not leaning forward on the stick, just soften the back knee. As soon as you soften the back knee, the gravity knows what to do. The body's going to drop straight down to the floor. Do not lean back. Now from here, rotate to the left. Keep your back knee down. Rotate to the right. Keep that back knee down. Keep your hips square. Left. Right. Left. Right. I'm going to square up. So stay in that position. I'm just going to change my angle so you can see more of what I'm doing here. So I'm in my hang. I'm going to go to the left. And now this time as I go to the left, take that bottom hand and pull the stick across your body. It'll help pull you into a little bit more active rotation. You should feel your left scapula pulling in towards your spine. Now, rotate to the right. And now push that left hand over. So you're trying to push the stick out. Once again, pull, rotate left, keep those hips square. And now rotate to the right, stay down in that split. Push the left hand out. Back to center. And relax. Switch sides. Stick is at 9 o'clock. Left hand up top. Bring that right hand across. Step back with that left foot. Ready? And now with the back knee, just soften the knee. As soon as you soften that back knee, gravity will do its thing. Breathe. Rotate the stick to the right. Keep your hips square. Rotate the stick to the left to keep that back knee down when you go left. Do not stand up. Right. Left. Right. Left. Now when we go to the right, pull with that right arm. Go to the left and now push with that right arm. Go to the right, pull with that right arm. When you go left, push with that right arm. Back to center and relax. Take a little breather. Overhand grip on the stick. I'll make sure, I'll take a little side profile here. Overhand grip. Pull apart on that stick at about 40% tension. Keep the arms straight, go overhead. Keep the ribs and hips connected. Pull, pinky stay on the stick and the hands are not sliding. As you go overhead, hold, and now step back with your left foot back and across your midline and pull that right hand down towards that left foot. Both arms stay straight. Keep pulling as you come back up. And now we're going to go to the opposite side. You're still pulling apart on that stick. Step back and across with your right foot and pull that left hand down towards that right foot. Come back up. Keep pulling as you come back down. When you see the stick in your peripheral line of sight, push in, shorten the stick, and bring it back down. Okay, ready? Here we go. Let's do that again. Feet together. Pull apart on that stick, 40% tension. Pull. Come up overhead. You don't have to go that far back. Just go into that overhead position. Now, take that the left foot, step back and behind and across your midline, And now pull that right hand down towards that left foot. Come back up, keep pulling apart on that stick, and now take the right foot, step behind and across your midline, and now pull that left hand down to meet that right foot. Come back up, keep pulling apart on the stick as you come back to your starting position. When you see the stick in your peripheral line of sight, shorten the stick. Let's go one more rep. Here we go. Ready? Pull. 40% tension up overhead. Keep your ribs to your hips when you initially go overhead. Ready? One more time. Left foot, step back and across your midline. And now pull that right hand back down. Come back up. Keep pulling apart on that stick. Bring your right foot back and across your midline. And now pull that left hand down. Breathe. Come back up. Keep pulling apart on the stick. Bring the stick back to your starting position. When you see the stick in your peripheral line of sight, push in. Shorten that stick. And relax. Take a little breather. Now, we want to work, strengthen the mid-back tissues right now. Especially for a lot of people that are in that forward flexed position. Stick across the torso, sternum level, parallel to the floor. Arms extended, palms facing forward. Stay nice and tall, all right? From here, 40 to 50% tension, pull the hands back. Right now, you should be feeling that across that upper region of the back and the shoulders. You're trying to squeeze your shoulder blades together. Now hold that position. Do not arch your back. Take your neck and pull it into extension. Breathe. Bring your head back. Ease off tension. All right, you probably felt a real lot of strength requirement, neural drive, and neural response in that activation. Once again, if you can, now try to extend your hands out a little bit more. Remember, we're not getting into the lumbar spine, so keep the ribs and pelvis connected. Okay, ready? Here we go. At 50% tension, pull. You're putting a little bit of flex in that stick. You're thinking about pulling the shoulder blades together. Now, pull your neck into extension. Breathe. Ease off. Let's go one more rep. Here we go. Ready? Reset your grip if you need it. Give your hands a little bit of rest. Here we go. Ready? Pull the stick back. And now pull your neck into extension. Hold. And relax. Take a little breather. Okay. These are called cyclist squats. So these are going to be predominantly quad centric. If you're not familiar with these, if you have some knee issues, that's why we're going to do these to help strengthen the tissue in this area. Start with a small range of motion. As you gain confidence, as you start to open up that range of motion, then you can start to explore a little bit more depth. So I'll start shallow, and then I'll start to work into that deeper range so you can see what I'm talking about. Traditionally, we want something under the heels, but for this version, we're going to keep the heels up in the air, all right? And you're going to have to control those on your own. Take about a shoulder width stance on the feet. Sticks are in line with the toes, and we're going to move them forward about 10 inches to 12 inches. So just like that initial setup when we do our monkey hang with the foot activations. Hands are about sternum level right now. Heels up, breathe, and now push the sticks into the floor, about 40% tension, and now squat. Keep the heels up. So I'm going to go to here so you can see what I'm talking about with the shallow depth, and then I'm going to push up. So we do these nice and slow. Breathe. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down, nice and slow. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Try it a little deeper. Exhale up. 5 more. Ready? Inhale down. Exhale up. 4 more. Inhale down. Exhale up. 3 more. Inhale down. Exhale up. 2 more. Inhale down. Exhale up. 1 more, last one. Inhale down. Exhale up. And relax. You should be feeling that all through this area of the tissue line of the quads. All right, take a little breather. Okay. Let's go into your doorway or your door frame. Place the stick at the top of the door frame. Stick is at 12 o'clock position. Find where your belly button is and place both hands below the belly button. Stick is at 12 o'clock and push. Give me 60 to 70% tension driving that stick up and squat. Keep your heels flat. Compress those arms in. Squeeze. Breathe. Hold, compress and squeeze that stick. Stick stays at 12 o'clock, chest up, nice tall spine. Keep pushing as we stand back up. And repeat, push. Breathe. Inhale down, squeeze those elbows in. Compress that stick, chest up. Exhale as you stand up. Switch hand position. Let's go 80% tension. Push and squat. Inhale down, squeeze those elbows in. Exhale as you stand up. Let's go 1 more. Ready? Push. Squeeze. Breathe. Exhale up. And relax. Take a little breather. Now, the next thing we're going to do is an L-sit up against the wall. The L-sit is going to address this superficial front line up into the hip flexor and the abdominal cylinder. So, you're going to sit with your back against the wall, your legs straight out in front of you. There's going to come a point where I'm going to tell you to lift one leg. Some of you may not be able to have the neuromuscular strength to actually lift the leg. It's perfectly fine. You're still going to feel these tissues light up. That brain is still going to send the signals along that neural pathway. You're going to feel that response. You just don't have the strength to actually lift the leg. That will happen over time, so don't think that you're doing something incorrect. Alrighty? This is one where you may cramp up, so if you cramp up, get up, walk around a little bit, and then join us again. So, 2 sticks, legs in front, sticks at 11 and 1. This is definitely not one of my strong suits, so you're not going to see me lift the legs up too high either. So that'll give you an example of how difficult this can be for most people. Your tailbone, your mid-back, and your head stays in contact with the wall. So do not let those leave the wall. Sticks at 11 and 1. Hands chest level. Push the sticks down into the floor. Push. Breathe. And now take the dorsiflex the ankles. And now take that right leg and lift it up. Stay tall. Keep the tailbone, mid-back, and head against the wall. And relax. Okay, ready? If your butt scooted away from the wall a little bit, then reposition itself. Ready? Here we go. 50% tension into the floor. Push. And now take that left leg and lift. Breathe. Full inhale and relax. So if you got some cramping, once again, get up, or you can flex the knees, work the cramp out a little bit, and then we're going to go back into it. Here we go again. Ready? This time let's extend the ankles so you can feel a difference in what happens when we lengthen the posterior side of this during this drill, and then we shorten the posterior but lengthen the anterior side. So now we have that ankle extension. Ready? Push the sticks into the floor. Push, chest up, and lift. Right foot. Come on, drive, push. Nice tall spine, and relax. Okay, ready? Scoot your butt back if it's starting to get away from that wall a little bit. Ready? Here we go. Ankles extended. Push the sticks down into the floor. Drive, push. And now lift the left leg. Breathe. Full inhale, full exhale. And relax. Take a little break. We're going to do one more rep of those, all right? Okay. So you should have felt a subtle difference between having the ankles extended versus having the ankles flexed. All right, ready? I'm going to go back to the dorsiflex position. Here we go. Last rep. Push. Give me 70, 80% tension into the floor. And now lift the right leg. Push. Driving those sticks down. Tall spine. Lift that right foot. Come on. Push. And relax. Okay, ready? Last one. Here we go. Drive. Push. Lift that left foot. Come on. Push. Tall spine. Left leg up. Hold. Breathe. And relax. Woo! That's a good time, folks. All right, come on up. Take a little breather. Okay. Now, let's get some stretching in, okay? Take just one stick. We're going to do a little standing child's pose. Open up the ribs, chest, and then we're going to move side to side to open up the lats. Let's down regulate. Let's focus on slowing our respirations down and bringing that nice, deep inhale and exhale. Let's set your feet nice and wide. Stick is a 12 o'clock position. Bottom of the stick is slightly angled towards you. Stack your hands just about sternum level. Let's place left hand on top first. And we're going to actually get more of a stretch on this left lat than we will on the right because of that hand position. But we'll switch it up in just a second. Remember, 30% tension in this phase because we're down regulating. And now hinge. So we're pushing the hips straight back, extending the arms forward, and we're flattening the spine. Remember, soft angle at the knee. We are not hyperextending the knee. Control and center the ankle joint here. So we should have co-contractions to keep that ankle joint centered. You're sinking your chest down towards the floor. Your hands are not sliding on the stick. Breathe. You're pushing those hips straight back, and the hands are driving forward, driving that torso and the sternum towards the floor. Nice full inhale, full exhale. Breathe. And now, do not shift the hips. Take the right hand and take the stick and move it to the right. Do not shift your hips. As you do that, you're going to feel this whole left side opening up. You're creating length in that angle. Breathe. Ease off. Bring the stick back to center. And now move the stick to the left. You're going to feel that stretch in that right side when you move to the stick to the left, but maybe not as much as you just did on the left because you have a lower angle on that hand position on the right hand. Breathe. Come back to center. Keep pushing the stick into the floor as you stand back up. Now, let's go ahead and switch hand position. So we're going to go right hand on top. Here we go. 30% tension into the floor. Push, latch engaged, and now hinge. Push your hips straight back. Breathe. Hips go back, arms extend. Remember, center the ankle joint so we're not straightening the legs right now. We have a soft angle at the knees, driving those hips backwards. Breathe, full inhale, and nice full exhale. Remember, as you exhale, you're trying to contract the stomach in, and you're also trying to pull your pelvic floor up towards your rib cage. Move the stick to the left. Keep your hips still so we're not shifting weight through the hips. You should feel a little bit more intense stretch on that right side tissue since we now put the right hand on the top position. So we've increased the angle a little bit. Come back to center. And now move the stick to the right. Keep your hips still. Breathe. Full inhale, full exhale. Back to center and come back up. Take a little rest. Now this time when we go back into it, now we'll shift hips. All right? So let's go back to that left hand on top. Push, 30% tension, and hinge. Breathe. Now we're going to push the stick to the right, and as we push the stick to the right, shift your weight to your left hip. Breathe. And now take the left wrist and flex it towards you. So that means you're pulling the knuckles towards your head. And you should feel even more lengthening through that outer posterior arm line and down into your ribs and your side. Everything's connected, folks. Bring the stick back to center, shift your weight back to center. Now move the stick to the left and shift your weight to the right leg. And now watch my wrist, watch my right wrist. I'm flexing the wrist. And as I flex that wrist, I feel that increased tension line all the way into the right lat and ribs. Breathe, nice slow breathing. Back to center and come back up. Let's switch hand position. Right hand on top. Here we go. Ready? Push, 30% tension and hinge. Sinking that chest down towards the floor. Breathe. Full inhale, full exhale. And move the stick to the left. Shift your weight to the right hip. And now take the right wrist and flex the wrist. Turn the knuckles in toward your head, the top of your head. Breathe. Back to center. And now move the stick to your right. Shift your weight to your left hip. And now take the left wrist and the knuckles and turn the knuckles in towards the top of your head. Breathe. Full inhale, full exhale. Come back to center and relax. So for this next one, you may want to pad for your knees. We're going to be in a kneeling position. If not, then that's perfectly fine. So what we're going to do here, we're going to have two sticks. We're going to place those in the base of the floor right here. All right? Let's have a seat on the floor, or a half full kneeling position, actually, sorry. The top of the sticks are angled in towards you. Take the top of your feet, and hopefully you can see the top of my feet. My ankles are extended right now. From here, my hands are just above my head, but only go to where you can control the ribs. So as you pull your arms up, if you can't keep your ribs down, then don't keep bringing the arms up. Just keep them right where they're at. Okay, so for me, I can bring them all the way up over my head. So from here, squeeze the glutes, and now just fall forward. Do not let the hands slide. Breathe. Ease off. Okay, ready? Let's do that again. Grip. Take the top of the feet. I'm tapping them on the floor right now and push them into the floor. So you're pushing the tops of the feet into the floor, pushing the sticks into the floor at 30% tension, squeezing the glutes, tucking the pelvis, and fall forward. Breathe. Ease off. And let's go one more time. Ready? Here we go. Push. Push the tops of the feet into the floor. Push the sticks into the floor. Squeeze the glutes and fall forward. Come back to center. And relax. Nicely done. Come on up. Take a little breather. Now, let's go into that ninja flow. So we're going to work on thoracic rotation, and then we're going to work on lateral hip mobility. So, nice wide base with those feet. Place the stick against the left instep. Hand is just about top of the head level. Keep the stick at 9 o'clock, so that arm slot does not change. Don't bring it forward and don't pull it back anymore. Try to keep it at 9. Push the stick into the floor at 30% tension. Feel that left lateral tissue right here. And now hinge. Push your butt back. You're trying to decrease the angle from your stomach to your quads. You're driving that sternum down towards the floor. Breathe. Now, take that right hand, reach across with an overhand grip and grab right about sternum level right there. And now from here, we're going to shift our weight to our right leg, and I'm going to pull the stick in with that right hand. I'm trying to pull the stick towards me with the right hand. The left hand is pushing reflexively. Now, I'm going to shift my weight to my left leg, and I'm going to push the stick away from me with that right hand. Do not actively pull on the left arm. It's only a reflexive pull. The left arm is completely straight. And now again, sink weight to the right leg and pull the stick towards you. Sink into that right hip. Keep that left foot fully in contact with the floor so we can work on that lateral ankle mobility. And now sink your weight to your left hip. Add tension, pushing that right hand away from you. Keeping that right foot fully engaged with the floor. Back to center. Release and stand up. Let's switch sides. Stick is against the right instep. Right hand is just about top of the head level. Keep that right arm at 3 o'clock position. Push the stick into the floor at 30% tension. Feel the right lateral tissue. Hinge. Trying to sink the sternum towards the floor. Trying to decrease the angle between your stomach and your quads. Breathe. Pushing the hips backwards. Soft angle at the knees, center the ankle joint. Take that left hand, reach across and grab the stick about sternum level. So feel your sternum and then just reach straight out. Now from here, we're going to sink weight to our left hip. We're going to pull that left hand towards us. Breathe. So we have active pull on the left arm, reflexive push on the right. And now, sink weight to the right hip, push the left arm away from you, active push with the left arm, reflexive pull with the right arm. Right arm stays straight. Sink weight back to the left hip, pull that stick towards you, driving that left hand back towards your sternum. Breathe. And now sink your weight to your right hip and push the stick away from you with that left hand. Breathe. Back to center and relax. Okay, take a little breather. Now, we're going to finish with our lateral bow and arrow. For most people, I want your position to be here. If you're very comfortable with this and this is easy for you, what I want you to do is go ahead and cross your midline in this position. All right? If this move is typically very difficult for you, then just stay here where you're comfortable right now. Especially if you don't have the strength to add that tension into the stick, all right? So, I'm going to take my left foot, I'm going to cross it behind me. I have the stick at 3 o'clock still, all right? Left hand over the top. I'm going to push my hip out to 9 o'clock. So this principle still stay the same instructions, and now I'm going to drive the stick away from me. Breathe. I'm going to let my head tilt. Ease off. Come back to center. Let's switch sides. So I'm going to place that stick at 9 o'clock. It's a little bit farther than normal actually. So it's a good foot away. I'm going to take that right foot, step behind and across my midline. Place the sole of the foot on the floor. Reach over with the right hand. Now we're going to take the hip and we're going to push it out first. Once we push that hip out, now we can take the stick and extend it away from us. Breathe. Full inhale, full exhale. Ease off. As you can see for me, that's a lot harder for me than my opposite side, all right? So that's the advanced version if you're comfortable with that. For the rest of you, this is our traditional stance. Shoulder width base, stick at 3 o'clock, hand over the top, push your hip out, and then push the stick away from you. Ease off. Now, if you want, you can bring the stick in a little bit closer to you, just a little bit, but the same thing happens. You push your hip out first, and then you extend your arms away from you. Remember, at any point during this move, if that stick were to suddenly disappear, you should not fall over. Let your head tilt, ease off, and now let's switch sides. So remember, start out here first. Left hand is 90 degrees, right about where the middle of the sticker is. Right hand over the top. Keep your hips square. Push your hips out to the side first, and then extend the arms away from you. Breathe. Let your head tilt. Ease off. If that felt easy for you, now you can bring the stick in closer to you. Ready? Here we go. Push your hips out to the 3 o'clock position first, and then extend the arms away from you. Both arms. Breathe. Full inhale, full exhale. For those of you who are super advanced, you can do that crossover step that I showed you in that very first rep. All right? Nicely done today, everybody. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. As always, we really appreciate everybody out there, stick mobility community. Thank you for embracing us. We really appreciate it. Tomorrow morning, question and answer session live, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. 1 hour. Have your questions ready. And so join us tomorrow. Check out our content on YouTube. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We keep adding video content up there for everybody out there to help everybody keep moving better. That's our goal here, folks. So whether you have our sticks, whether you have a wooden dowel, whether you have PVC, it doesn't matter. We're just here to show you how to use it. Period. That's all it is, folks. Also our podcast, some new concepts, some new ideas that may be out of the box you haven't thought about, some different perspectives. Please subscribe to our podcast, especially if you enjoy it. Until next time, tomorrow morning Q&A session. If I don't see you tomorrow, I will see you back here on Tuesday. Have a good one, everybody. Until then, be good to each other and peace.